my class starts October something. But that's what we're going to be talking about a lot about. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? I see y'all popping on here. Don't you love it when I'm looking something up? Don't know my own schedule. So glad to see everyone. Thank you, thank you. I'm just popping onto my website real quick because I'm not quite sure when my class is starting. Let's see. Let me see when my intro class is starting. Sorry, I don't even know my own schedule. Isn't that funny? Okay, when does it start? It starts October 17th. All right, that's what I needed to know. Intro to mediumship, people. It starts October 17th. Be there or be square. All right, so glad to see everyone popping on here. Looks like everyone's just starting to join. I appreciate y'all joining me this afternoon. All right. I'm already, I have a spirit here. I was like, I don't know if my moderator, if we're going to do spirit led first or if we're going to do, if he's going to choose someone, but I already have a spirit right here. They are ready to go. You can feel them starting to join. Before I go to any live or do any reading, I always sit in meditation, and I could feel them starting to kind of close in on me when I was sitting in meditation. I was like, welcome, welcome, people. Welcome, welcome, spirits. So glad to see everyone here. Hello, Lana. Hello, Becca. Hello, Michaela. So glad to see everyone. Hello, Andy. Thank you for joining. Thank you, thank you. My moderator is practicing his Italian, I see. We leave for Italy next week. Thank you, Lena. Hello, Bama. Bama in the house. Hello, Diana. Thank you, thank you. Thank y'all for joining me today. Oh, thank you, Alan Mom. Appreciate it. I changed my haircut, my style a little bit. And you know how when you change your hairstyle, you're so used to seeing yourself a certain way, it's hard to, like, I'm not sure how you feel about it. Hello, Oregon. I hear Oregon is beautiful. I hope to make it up there one day. I was in Washington State. Washington State I found to be gorgeous. I was on some of the outlying islands, and it was beautiful. Also, I've heard that Puget Sound area, apparently. That's where I was. Thank you, Sissy, or I think that's your name, Sissy. Thank you, thank you. I'm still not sure about it. It's going to have to grow on me. All right, so let's get going on this reading. I know that's what y'all are really here for. I was just going to wait for people to pop in. Ah, Raleigh. Very good. That's in North Carolina? Is that North Carolina, Raleigh?
North Carolina, yeah.
Yeah, North Carolina. I will be visiting there probably sometime next year. One of my daughters is moving there next February. So, yeah, follow my babies around the world wherever they go. I go visit. I'll be going to Alaska in November to visit one of my babies.
Never been to Pennsylvania either.
Yeah, I haven't ever been to Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania in the house. Ah, very good. All right. What are we doing? Are we doing spirit-led? Okay, we're going to do spirit-led. We are going to start with this gentleman who is stepping up. I'm not sure how many Midwesterners I have on this live right now, but this gentleman, he definitely has a Midwestern feel to him. He has a I was about to say grandfather, but it could be dad. Let's see how. Dad, grandfather. He had memory issues before he passed. He was a farmer. He's like, that was the first thing I recognized about him when he stepped up, is that he was a farmer, and I had not said it, and he was reminding me that he was a farmer. So this gentleman was a farmer. He's showing me that once he passed, the land was then sold and split up, and he is okay with that. Apparently there was some wonderings about that, but he is very much letting me know that he was okay with that. Okay, so we have a grandfather energy here. He is showing me that he had memory issues before he passed. He also had a hard time eating. He's showing me shaking a little bit when he was eating. He You know, he's bringing me towards, like, I'm in Nebraska. He's wanting me to go across the river towards Iowa, so that he's just from east. He feels like he's from that area. He's showing me that he had a pretty big farm, and it was split up after he passed. He was from a small town. Like, even the town that was closest to him was a small town. He's showing me that though the land was sold off, it feels like the primary property, the house, stayed in the family. But the land was sold. All right. Thanks, Ryan. All right, let me recap and see if we can figure out who this gentleman is. It's a dad, grandfather energy, which tells me that whoever's on this live, he very much feel, you would recognize him in being all those positions. He had memory issues before he passed. He was a farmer, very much from the Midwest, has total farmer energy to him. Even though his farm was out in the country, even the closest town to him was very small. After he passed, the farm was sold off and split apart, though the primary house and a few acres stayed with the family. He is showing me, looks like 5 children and a mixture of boys and girls. Something about this 5. He's also showing me it feels like over the summer he is showing me there was a last hoopla at the house. Like he's showing me a ton of people there. So wherever this farm was, they had like a mini family reunion there. All right. Does this gentleman sound familiar to anyone? I want to thank everyone who is sharing my live and liking it. Thank you, thank you. It very much helps. Oh, yeah, whoever user 753 is, your mom passed this year on 9/10. Oh my goodness. Okay, we have user 753. All right, does this gentleman sound familiar to anyone? Okay. I'm so sorry for your loss, user 753. I'm so sorry. That's a lot of grief to deal with. Maybe your dad, Diane Glover. Okay, Miss Diane. Is your dad from the Midwest? Did he have memory issues before he passed? Did he have a farm? Was the farm sold off after he passed? And did the main house stay within the family? I'm going to wait just a second for her to answer those questions. If not, we will move on to someone else. And you know how it is. Last time I was live, the first gentleman who stepped up, his person wasn't on the live until later. And it was very cool.
Like 40 minutes.
All but from Louisiana.
All that but from Louisiana.
Very good. I was trying to fill into it if I can still take that. 5 kids. Very good. I'll take it. Because I looked down at my sheet and what stuck out, because I take notes as I was reading, and what stuck out was where I had written 5 kids and I had it circled. And the second I said that, Diane said 5 kids. I was like, yep, we'll take it. That was the spirit stepping up and saying, yes, me. All right, Miss Diane. You know, this gentleman is very much showing me someone has recently made or is going to make, and it's been discussed, gumbo in the next little while. Either y'all recently had it or you're about to have it. He's very much showing me gumbo. And you know, when I make gumbo, I don't put like big, huge pieces of meat in mine. I cut it up into smaller pieces. He's showing me this gumbo with like this big pieces of like full pieces of clams or mussels or something in it. Anyway, I'm very much loving his heritage. He's also about to, when it gets colder. So you must have been discussing it, because he is showing me very much it has been discussed. So whenever spirits step up and mention things that have been discussed that I wouldn't know about, it's a sign that they are around you. I don't let spirits step up and say, hey, tell them I'm around. They have to prove it. And he did a good job of proving that. You know, I'm sorry, what was her name? The person who's got this? Diane, Miss Diane. I didn't write it down, and I have the attention span of a gnat. All right. Diane, he is very much showing me, he's showing me Christmas decorations, and he is acknowledging that y'all have been talking about doing something different for Christmas. Yes, he's not talking about the decorations and presents. Of course, that's going to be the same. Everyone always does that. But y'all have been talking about creating a different tradition or doing something different. You're doing a different activity for Christmas. And he's very much talking about that you have been instrumental in trying to get the family back together. He shows you making phone calls and texts, trying to make sure the family stays together. He's also showing me, Diane, that I'm hearing setback, like there's been a setback in your life. What is that? I'm sorry, I was trying to decide what it was. Was it financial? You know, it feels like it was all encompassing. It feels like it was financial. Also, I'm feeling a lot of emotional setback. And he shows me you getting up and brushing yourself off. And he's giving me my symbol for Phoenix rising. Whenever
My husband recently died.
your husband recently died, Miss Diane. Go get him. Go get him, Dad. Okay, Diane. The gentleman that stepped out, I just asked your dad to go get your husband. And what I'm seeing is that your husband Aww. Okay, so don't go anywhere, Diane Glover. I want to acknowledge it's 855 Diane. She says off top, but your hair looks amazing. I don't know if she heard me just not complaining, but I wasn't sure because I just changed my hairstyle, so I so appreciate that because I've been almost in tears today because, you know, it's different. I'm like, this is not my hair. I'm not sure about it. Okay. Diane Glover, when I asked your dad to go get your husband, your husband is, for one thing, he's showing me, he's making my right hip hurt. I'm almost walking with a limp. He's acknowledging that he was sick, like he had an illness before he passed, but he also died suddenly, which tells me that he was ill, but he was expected to recover or last longer, then all of a sudden he was out. Your husband is also acknowledging that he did not have his paperwork in order, and he is very much apologizing for that. Good evening, Melissa. Thank you, Diane Gent. Okay, Diane Glover, does that sound like your husband? Yes, he had cancer but died quickly. Okay, very good. That's what I was feeling. He's also acknowledging that he didn't know. He felt like he was sick before he passed. Oh, thank you. Y'all are so sweet to me. That's what my hairdresser kept saying, that it looked more modern and youthful. No papers. Very good. She's confirming some of the information I sent through. He's very much apologizing for that because if you have not experienced all of the issues, him not having his paperwork in order, is going to cause you're going to experience some more glitches, and he's very sorry for that. He's also telling you that he is the one. You have recently felt like you had someone in bed with you to the point where you were just kind of half awake. You felt like you had an energy in bed with you, and for momentarily you forgot that your husband was gone, and you reached over to the other side of the bed, and then it hit you like a train that he wasn't there. He is acknowledging that was him in the bed beside you. Thank you so much, Diane, your dad led the charge. And of course, whenever your dad fed me the information that let me know you were, that you had been having a tough time, opened up the doors for you to say, yes, my husband passed, because he knew I would tell him to go get him. So you got 2 for the price of 1, which was actually free. All right. Thank you so much, Diane, for letting me read your dad and your husband. I appreciate it. All right, we have user 753. We're going to see if we can maybe get back to these people. Aw, thank you. All right, user 753, your mom passed. It's your birthday today. User 753. And we're going to see if we...
Her name is Kelly, maybe, or Kelly?
I think her mom's name was Kelly.
Yeah. Her screen name comes up with Kel's Bells.
Okay.
I'm sure she'll tell us.
Bells. Okay. User 753 or Kel's Bells. We're not quite sure what you're going by. If you want to...
My name is Kelly. My mom is Kathy.
Okay, very good. Thank you a lot. We were confused.
So much easier.
Okay, your name is Kelly and your mom's name is Kathy. Okay, very good. You know what? I am so thankful for that, Miss Kelly, because I had written down Kelly on here, and I was getting a little nervous because every time I said Kelly, I could not, like, I wasn't feeling any energy over there. And the second I wrote down Kathy, I was like, thank goodness, we got an energy. All right. Someone said how much these readings are free. The only way to get a reading with me and pay is on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium. And please don't Venmo anyone. So just know that's the only place you can pay me. All right. Let's see, Miss Kelly. Listen up. I'm going to describe the person stepping up. Okay, so when I tap into this energy, who I called up Kathy, she's letting me know that she was very weak before she passed, and she tried holding on. Y'all really had hope that she was going to make it through the holidays, is what I'm hearing. She was trying to will herself to make it, and she just couldn't do it. She's also acknowledging that she had helped plan her. And Kelly, if this doesn't sound like your mom, just please let me know, and I will, okay, she said very true. I was going to say, I will find who she belongs to, but no, she's already acknowledging this information. She's also letting me know that she had already put in place, she had already verbalized the plans that she wanted done when after she passed. She's acknowledging that there are some things that had not been talked about, and she's showing me some trinkets, like maybe there were some collectibles in her house, things that she didn't really, when I say collectibles, not worth a lot of money, but things that she collected. And she's saying that make sure those are shared. She shows them being spread out. Make sure those are spread and people get what they are wanting from them. You know, she's also acknowledging, Kelly, that there are some people around you who are, yes, cleaning her home out now, sadly. There are some people, make sure you ask around the family, because there are some things that people want that really aren't worth any money. And she's like, yeah, let them have it. I don't care. She's also acknowledging, Kelly, that there are some people who are kind of judging your grief. Like they're telling you, you knew she was going to die, so, you know, you should have already mourned her, or you should be further along in your, you know, basically, you should be done now. And she is acknowledging, don't listen to them, that this is your grief journey, and you will grieve whatever is appropriate for you. She is telling me there is a box of letters that she wants you to find. Have you come across the box of letters yet, Kelly? Your mom is showing me that there is a box of letters in the house. Oh, you have come across them. Very good. For whatever reason, she is saying to keep those. I don't know if you had talked about getting rid of them, but she's showing me to keep them, and she's showing me the number 2 for a couple of years. So there must be something you will refer back to, or it's going to take you a while to get through them. And it's going to get you a different view of your mom. And I want you to acknowledge or realize the information that she has given me that I wouldn't know. She has talked about how she passed. She's talked about how weak she was. She's talked about the box of letters, and you acknowledge that, yes, you have found the box of letters. She's also talked about you cleaning out the house and dispersing her goods. I want you to make sure, and the reason I'm stressing this is because you are still in the shock phase of grief. There is a part of grief where you just cannot even freaking believe this has happened. And that's what I call the shock phase. That's my own term. And you don't sometimes feel your spirits around you when you're in that phase. They are around you, but because you are so in this low vibration of all this grief, you don't feel them around you. And so that's the reason I'm just reiterating everything that she said to me that proves she is around you, so that you can acknowledge that she is around you, and she did a really good job of proving it. Thank you for letting me read your mom, and happy birthday. Also, I want to thank everyone who is sharing. She is very much at peace. Now, she just asked if she was at peace. I want everyone to think about this for a moment. I will take questions in a little while. Right now I'm just doing mediumship, and a couple of, you're welcome. I will do the psychic questions in a little while. Whenever you are, how are you taking mediumships? I'm doing medium right now. Are you talking about mediumship classes, or am I doing mediumships? I am offering a class. I have a lot of people who will meet me and I read them, or they come to me for readings and they say, oh my goodness, I wish I had your gift. Everyone has it. Everyone has my gift. I am not anything special. I am not. I have just practiced a lot. Everyone can read. I have a class coming up starting October 17th. I've never not been able to teach someone to read. Now, I will tell you, I do not have a magic wand where you show up in my class and I say, you are now an experienced medium. What I do know how to do is teach. I've taught for 30 something years, 20 years at the collegiate level. So I'm very good about giving people step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what you need to do. Repeat. Do these 5 steps. Repeat. Do these 5 steps. Repeat. It's in the practice that you get good. And that's the only way to become better at mediumship, is by knowing the steps to take. You're so sweet, Alan, Mom. Thank you, Christy. Best classes ever, she said. So I do tell you the steps to take, and it's up to you to practice. I give you the opportunities to practice in class. I show you how to implement those steps, and then I assign you a partner outside of class so that you already have an assigned partner. You have an assigned practice time. Okay. What else was that? Was that it? Do you have someone for me, or are we still doing spirit-led?
I'm not sure if there's still on. Mark, Mom, Karen.
Mark? Mom who?
Karen.
Okay, Mark. Is Mark still on here? If you are, Mark, listen up. I'm about to start describing who I feel like is your mom. If you are on here and it's not your mom, just say, no, not my mom, and we'll figure out who she belongs to. Okay, so for one thing, I definitely hear that the first impression I get off of this lady is that she was fun. She was never took herself too seriously. And the second I said Karen, I didn't think about it. And she's like, oh, Lord. And she dropped in she used my claircognizance and dropped in how she, that meme going around, don't be a Karen, don't be a Karen. And she said, though I was a Karen, I was never a Karen. Which tells me that she was very sweet, very empathetic. She had such a heart for animals also. She had a huge heart for animals. She is showing me that she would, if there was an injured animal on the side of the road, this lady was going to stop and help for sure. She is showing me, okay, Mark, are you still on here?
I haven't seen Mark.
Mark. I'm not seeing, has anyone else seen Mark? Looks like, oh, there you are, Mark. All right, thank you, Mark. Does this sound like your mom? Your mom is acknowledging that she was a very sweet person. She liked everything in order. She was not OCD at all, but she is showing me having everything in order. And especially in the kitchen, she is showing me she was constantly picking up after herself in the kitchen or anyone else. Her kitchen had to be in order. She's also showing me that if there was any kind of injured animal on the side of the road, this lady was going to stop and help it out. She could not stand to see people, or especially animals, in pain.
Yeah, she did all the time.
Which one did she do all the time? Are you? Oh, no. I was going to ask you to go live, Mark. You don't have enough followers. Okay. Mark, your mom is very much reminding you to not forget you're constantly cleaning. Yeah, she was constantly cleaning. Now, do you also remember her like having a heart for animals, always wanting to help injured animals? She's also telling me to, this is unusual, I usually hear this from women, to not forget your value. When you go into relationships, Mark, she's very much is showing me that you give 110%, and you don't always get it in return. And so you end up burning out when you go into these relationships. Like you give and give and give and give, and you don't get anything in return. And you just find people that, take advantage of your kindness. And that is related to females and males, like both genders. And have you had, I'm hearing a car making a noise. Have you had car issues lately? I just hear this clunk, 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 clunk. And it sounds like it would have been a car issue. Now, is she making that happen? Absolutely not. It's just a sign that she is around you. She's also showing me, have you started a new workout routine, Mark? She shows me you grabbing a gym bag. Her car, I fixed it for my daughter. Very good. Very good. Thank you for confirming that. So now, Mark, as I was telling other people, I don't know if you've ever seen me read before, but it is whenever spirits talk about something I wouldn't know, like the car making the noise, it's a sign they are around you. I don't let spirits step up and say, hey, tell them I'm around. They have to prove it. Also, do you know who she is talking about whenever she is referencing you standing your ground and not letting people take advantage of you? I just want to make sure you know who she's talking about. Also, she is referencing a new workout routine you either started or you're talking about starting. And she is very much wanting you to start taking control of your health. Do I feel anything wrong with you health-wise? Nope. She's not saying you're getting sick or something's going wrong. She's just acknowledging she wants you to start taking care of yourself. That you spend so much time and energy taking care of other people, you don't put yourself first. And she wants you to start putting yourself first and taking care of your own health. She is, okay. I thought maybe, I was looking to see if he had acknowledged me of it.
Yes, I'm
Trying to be healthy. She shows me you grabbing a gym bag. So if you have not started going to a gym and working out, she's very much showing me you working out with someone. So what that means is that a lot of times if you are starting a new health journey and you join a gym, so many people join gyms and don't go. But if you hire a personal trainer and you have to, and that's what your mom is showing me, she's actually showing me you doing lunges across a gym and someone is there showing you how. And not that you need to be shown how to do a lunge. It's more about being accountable to someone for being there. And she is very much wanting you to take that time for yourself, not just for your health, but for your mental health also. No, I'm not saying that you aren't healthy mentally, but we can all get better control of our mental health. All of us. Me included. All right, thank you, Mark, for letting me read your mom. I appreciate it. Oh, as she was leaving, thank y'all for the lights. Now, that must be someone who's been around for a while because I know those are my favorite. She's also saying happy birthday. So someone is just had a birthday or has one coming up. Make sure you pass along the birthday message. All right. Thank you, Mark. Okay. I'm hearing it's a female.
And he said thank you, and he said my sister.
Oh, your sister. Okay.
Must be the birthday.
Very good. Felt like it was a female. Thank you for confirming that. Your mom also said, I was trying to get her out of the way so I could get to this next spirit, and she wasn't budging. I was like, what do you want? She is telling me that she sends the hummingbirds. So just know that when you see the hummingbirds, that is a sign from your mom. Okay. Also, as a side note, for all your mom's sweetness, Mark, she could be a little bit stubborn. I'm just saying, because I was trying to close down this reading so I could move it, and she wouldn't move out of the way. And once I gave you the hummingbird message, she's like, okay, I'll go now. So that tells me that she was just stubborn. It's not just the message as I get, it's how I get the information. It tells me so much about the spirit's personalities. I want to thank everyone who is sharing my live and liking my live, especially sharing it. It helps me so much in the algorithm. I so appreciate it. All right, I have a female stepping up here. She is showing me she passed in her 20s. Looks like late 20s. And I'm hearing an S name like Sydney. Thank you for the heart. Sydney? Cindy or Sydney, something like that. I just wrote down Cindy, but I spelled it with a Y. I don't know why I did that, like C-Y. So anyway, that's what I'm getting. This gal is showing me that she left behind a family, and she died of an illness. And she just can't believe it. It looks like cancer. And she had been to the doctor, but it was overlooked, probably because of her age. Like, she had these symptoms, but they kept testing her for other things, but they just missed it. And by the time, oh, thank you, Joanna. You shared my live with 5 friends, more than 5 friends. Thank you, thank you. I so appreciate that. Thank you, I appreciate it. All right. So did this lady sound familiar to anyone? She is, her name is Cindy or Sydney, something like that. She passed, you know, I'm seeing late 20s. I could go into the early 30s. She had an illness, it feels like cancer. She is saying that it was overlooked. She had gone to the doctor, had not been feeling well. Thank you, Summer, for sharing my life with so many people. I so appreciate it. And they just kept, she wasn't getting diagnosed. She also left a family behind. She left kids behind. All right, does this lady sound familiar to anyone? Doesn't look like she's being claimed yet, so we will, Ramona, I thought it was a mom. She died at 33. All right, I got a little excited for a moment. She died at 33. I could take the early 30s. Does everything else match? And what is this Sydney name? Cindy or Sydney? There have to, if it's not her name, it has to be someone around her. Jessica, do you know what that is about? I am. All right. Her name was Susan. I'm sorry, I was trying to think, did I get the Cindy's? No. Was there someone else around her that had the Sydney or Cindy name? I'm making a note of who I'm going to read next. Sorry. All right. Has she answered that question?
She's not.
Okay, Jessica, do you know who this Cindy or Sydney was around her? Okay.
I wouldn't know. It was 3 when she died.
Oh, okay. Let me see, Jessica, if I can get something else from her that will solidify this, because it seems funny that everything else fits. Okay, so what she is showing me is that she was buried. This lady was buried, not cremated. And she is showing me on her headstone, there is a picture of some sort, but I don't feel like it's a picture of her. It feels like it's a picture of something else. She's also showing me that, gosh, you had Well, the child she left behind did not have a good time of it after her passing. They were a little bit abused. Okay, so I'm going to leave that. Jessica, if you can put in the comments if the rest of that fits you. And I'm going to read the next person, and if you confirm that yes, it does fit, then I will circle back to it. All right, Miss Summer, your grandma Edith. Is that who you had written down?
Show off.
Okay, so that could be. So Jessica is saying that there is a picture on a headstone of her. Okay, now the only other thing that she gave extra, and I'll wait for a confirmation on that, was that the child or children she left behind didn't have a great time of it. They were actually a little bit mistreated by the person that took care of them after she passed. All right, so my moderator is teasing me because I wrote down Summer Edith. That's who I was going to read next. So Summer, I'm going to try to bring through your Granny Edith. And that's who my moderator had chosen. So he's calling me a show off because he thinks that's who he had written down also. And this is where as a medium's like, did I pluck that out of his head or did he pluck it out of mine? Who knows? All right.
My brother was kicked out of the house a few years after she passed.
Okay, very good.
And she said, yay. Summer says, yay, thank you.
Okay, Jessica, I think that this lady is with you, the lady who had died from cancer. Let me read Summer real quick, and then I will circle back. So don't go anywhere, Miss Summer. Miss Jessica.
Summer can go live.
Okay, Summer, I'm about to ask you to go live. Let's see if she's going to take it, or is she going to reject me? No, I don't see her accepting it. Summer, did you just reject my invitation to go live? She's probably thinking, I'm at work. I can't go live.
Oh, my goodness. I can't go live right now.
Yeah, she just said, oh, my goodness, I can't go live right now. She's probably like at work or something. She's like, I want a reading, but I'm at work. Okay, so Summer, this Granny, Edith, like, it's Edie. I keep wanting to call her Edie. Also, her hair, she was very particular about her hair. She liked to have her hair done frequently. She was very particular about it, she's letting me know. She's also was particular about something about lipstick. She was very particular about her lipstick. And she was hard of hearing, like, well, I wouldn't say she was hard of hearing. What I'm actually hearing is the TV is very loud. Her TV is very loud. And so typically when people have loud TVs, it means they were hard of hearing. I guess not always, because the second I said she was hard of hearing, she kind of made a face at me. And all I can hear the TV being very loud. She's also showing me that she's making my whole right side hurt. I'm not sure. I was about to say, oh, she's making my hip hurt. But then I realized she's making my whole right side hurt. Like she's making my knee, my ankle, my hip, up into my back. But it's on my right side. So she's making my right side hurt. Okay, Miss Summer, does this sound like your Nana or Granny? Granny is what you called her, Granny. Okay, Summer said, she fell, she says, oh my God, wow. Thank you. I love it when people say that. She fell and broke her right hip. So it made that whole right side hurt and into her back. Very good. So thank you for confirming that. So whenever spirits step up, like this lady was very specific when she was making my right side hurt. It's a proof of who they are, and certainly not something I would know, because the hip did not take her out, didn't kill her, but it certainly caused her a lot of pain. And also I'm hearing healed right. I don't know if you knew that, but she had pain from that her entire life. And do you remember Summer, her TV being loud all the time. I'm just hearing this really loud TV. Also, she is showing me that this lady she's being very specific. She wanted to eat what she wanted to eat, and she was not going to, she wasn't going to be told what she could have. She was just going to eat what she wanted. She's like, I was old. Nobody was going to tell me what to eat. Summer, she is very much talking about how much, my phone's going off. Yes, loud TV, and she couldn't ever hear that great. Okay, very good. Thank you for confirming that, Summer. Summer, she's very much talking about how much she loves your name, and you completely live up to your name. It was a breath of fresh air. What was that about? You should ask her if the kids are watching. I'll give them a shout out. And she is acknowledging that you have a great love of the sun, and she's saying that you don't use enough sunscreen. So watch that, Miss Summer. She's also showing me that there is something I'm hearing a side hustle. Has there been a side hustle you've been thinking about starting, Summer, but you're just not sure about it? You're just afraid, very much afraid that it's going to work out. And she is saying to step into that fear, to live your dream, that before you know it, you're old. And she's being funny. She is saying, who knew that you could get old so quickly? Referencing that before you, making shirts. Yes, this has just amazed me. So she's very much talking about, Summer, to do it. Like, what do you have to lose? You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And this lady is all about like just grabbing the gusto of life, and how you won't, and this is your grandmother talking, not me, Summer, so just so you know, that you will analyze the crap out of everything, and frequently you talk yourself out of doing it. And she's saying to listen to your intuition, to follow your intuition. That's when you're stepping out in fear, is when you're going to receive the biggest blessings.
She said, making shirts, yes. This has just amazed me.
Yeah, it's talking about the side gig.
Side gig.
Yeah, you were answering my phone when I was talking about that.
Got it.
I think you wrote it down. My sister or anyone has passed. All right. Thank you, Miss Summer, for letting me read your granny. I appreciate it. And thank you for sharing my live with so many people. I appreciate that. All right, we're going to circle back to...
Jessica.
Was it Jessica with the mom?
It was the lady who had cancer.
Okay, so there was a lady I'm circling back to. I think her name was Jessica. I'm not sure. Her mom died in the early 30s of cancer. It was overlooked.
She said it wasn't cancer.
Oh, it wasn't cancer.
I'm going back to find it. I'm pretty sure she said it was not cancer.
I guess I don't know if I said it. Oh, I wrote illness, and it was overlooked. She'd kept going back to the doctor, and they kept missing it.
Yeah.
And then when I said that, you're very welcome, Summer. You're welcome. Hello, Colleen. So good to see you. I haven't seen your name in so long. Hope you're all is well with you.
Yes, her brother was kicked out of the house.
Yes, and I was talking about how her mom was buried, picture on the headstone, and then that, and she said that her brother was kicked out of the house. She had passed from an illness, but wasn't cancer, so maybe it doesn't hurt. Okay. That was just in my recap, Miss Jessica. I didn't write that down. I had written down that she had died in her late 20s, early 30s, had left a family behind. The illness was overlooked, but so by the time they caught it, it was too late, and that she was buried, not cremated, and there was a picture on her headstone. So I think I will give you the message, and if it fits, then please accept it. She is talking about, though you said, when I said that whoever, like when I heard the kids that she was left behind were not treated well, and you said that your brother was kicked out, she's also acknowledging that is true, but it was more of you that she was focused on. That you, yes, you acknowledge that you had trauma, but when you look at your trauma, you kind of push it to the side and you say, oh, but my brother had it worse. Oh, but this person had it worse. And she wants you to acknowledge that you had a loss that changed you at a soul level, and what a blessing you have been to the world, because
I was the one who found her when she died.
oh my goodness, at 3. So that's the trauma she's talking about. And she's very much talking about what a blessing you've been to this world, because you have not reacted to your trauma in a bitter manner. You have taken it and you've gone on to be a blessing to those around you. You've used it to be more empathetic to others. So many people will take their trauma and it makes them be bitter. It makes them have these huge triggers and react negatively to other people. And your mom is saying that you don't do that. She's very proud of what a huge heart you have and how you are constantly using your past to show more empathy to others and not be bitter. She is also showing me something about work for you. What are you showing me, Mom? She is showing me a piece of paper. So is there something you've been trying to either get more education on or an additional certification? She is very much saying that you need to pursue that. You're being undervalued in what you're doing. Students do not talk about people's moms. Isn't that the truth? That is so true. Don't talk about people's... Oh, got your master's. Very good. Congratulations on that. Okay, you're not going to like what I'm about to say, Jessica, because anytime... I know when I finished my master's degree, I was just like, I'm done. I'm done with school now. But your mom is showing me you're going on to get your PhD, and you're moving out of a classroom more into an administrator counselor role. I know probably you finished your master's and you were, I'm feeling that you were done with school. Like, I'm feeling like once you got your master's, you were done. You're like, I'm out of here with this school. But your mom is very much showing me you going on and getting a PhD. And then moving into more of administration. That's where you can affect. I was like, why is it so important for you to move to administration? And your mom is talking about, I've thought about it. I've actually thought about both admin and school counseling. Very good. So now, Jessica, this is a great example of your mom further proving that she is around you and confirming where you wanted to go. Now, when I asked why it's so important for you to move into a more of a counselor administration role, it's because that's where you can affect the biggest change. You have a heart for kids, and you understand that emotional intelligence is more indicative of a child's future performance in life than actual IQ is. And you can only affect that kind of change. I mean, yes, you can help your classroom, but you want to affect a bigger change across the way. You have a huge heart for these kids. Your mom is going on and on about that. Look, she's even giving me chills, because when I talk about learning, when I see learning in my head, you're like, yeah, that will happen. You more care about the heart of kids and how they are interpreting life. So good for you. There's not I understand. I have a heart for teachers. I taught most of my life. I also taught, at the collegiate level. I understand how hard it is to manage classrooms and manage not only the emotional turmoil, but you got a bunch of kids with trauma. Yes. I'm so sorry. And that is so tough. You cannot teach children that are processing trauma. It just does not go into their head. And so if you cannot, you used to make your grandma play school with me. If you cannot get through kids' trauma, if you can't process the trauma, they're not going to learn. So go for that PhD, Jessica. I know that you said you had thought about it a little bit. It is very much a long road.
Play school with me.
That's so cute. Thank you, Jessica, for letting me read your mom. I know you were a little bit hesitant, like you weren't sure, like, I don't know, but she did a really good job of, after I started reading you, further proving of who she was. I knew I was with the right person. I already tapped it, so I knew I was with the right person, but she did a great job of further proving it once I started reading you. All right. Someone's trying to go with me. Okay, who we got?
Maddie. Best friend. Nina.
Who? Nina?
Nina.
Maddie, your best friend Nina. Let's see what we got going on here. I want to thank everyone who is sharing my live, and I so appreciate it. Liking my live, it helps so much. Sharing it helps me so much in the algorithms. Liking it helps it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do want to give a little, before I start reading this, Maddie, her friend Nina. I will not direct message anyone. Please do not Venmo anyone any money. You can only pay me on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium. I do have a class coming up for anyone who is interested in furthering their psychic gifts, or psychic mediumship gift. It starts October 17th. Everyone has the ability. I get asked so many questions. Am I psychic? Do you see the gift in me? Everyone is. All I do is reach back to heaven. God would not have put some of us on the earth with the ability without putting us all on the earth with the ability. The only difference is I've done it thousands of times. Once you do something thousands of times, you're going to be a little bit better at it. Clairvoyantly, Colleen. Aw, thank you, thank you. All right. So, are you still in the house, Maddie? I'm about to start reading your friend Nina. Nina is showing me that she was a wild child. I do personal readings. You can only book those on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium. A calendar opens up to you. Once you click book a reading, a calendar opens up. You choose the date and time. At the time of booking, you get a Zoom link. 3 days before the reading, you get a reminder with the Zoom link. The day before the reading, you get a reminder with the Zoom link. And then an hour before the reading, you get a reminder and a Zoom link. Okay, have you seen
Maddie's name.
All right, so we're going to try to place this gal. I felt like Maddie had left because I just felt like this was not Nina. But I'm going to start describing her. If Maddie doesn't pop on, then we'll see who she belongs to. I felt like we had someone different here. Okay, this gal is showing me that she was a complete wild child. She would, was always down to do anything crazy. She's showing me all this crazy stuff she's done. She is showing me, I don't know why, but I'm just going to tell you what I'm getting. She's at a lake. She's at the lake. It's dark, and she's going skinny dipping. No, thank you. Not about the skinny dipping, but at a dark lake. No, I have to know what's around my feet. She's also showing me that she drank quite a bit. I'm not saying she was an alcoholic, but that was definitely part of her partying phase. She was very thin. I didn't even notice that, but she's pointing it out to me. She was very thin. And her hair was very, full and a little bit crazy. And it was, I want to say dirty blonde. I'm also seeing green eyes. I'm feeling that she passed, was an accidental drug overdose. All right, I'm going to recap this person. We're going to see if we can get her claimed. I am hearing a, okay, Mino said OMG. Does that mean this is your spirit, Mino?
Recap.
I am going to recap, but Mino said OMG, so I thought it might be her. All right. This gal is showing me that she was a complete wild child, that she always drank. She's showing me a very specific memory of skinny dipping at night in a lake. She was thin. She had dirty blonde hair, green eyes, and she died from an accidental drug overdose.
Mino says her sister died from an overdose.
Okay, does the rest of it fit Mino?
Says she can take some.
All right, can someone take all of it? And she's being very specific about this memory. I mean, she was very specific about this memory of her skinny dipping in a lake at night. So that's going to be a memory that sticks out in your head about her.
I don't know if the accidental, the rest of that matches. Her weight was back and forth, though.
Okay, it sounds like we're with Mino here. Oh, okay. I was just about to ask if she could go live, but my husband, my moderator, had already checked it out. Okay, and this was Mino's sister?
Yes.
Yes. You know what, Mino?
That memory doesn't specifically matter, but...
She is... Aw, thank you, Haley. That's so sweet. She is very much showing me that it was accidental. And usually, whenever I read someone, I was like, oh, they're taking responsibility for their own passing. They're showing me this. She was very specific. Drug overdose, it was accidental. So that tells me that people were not sure. They weren't sure if it was accidental or not. And she just said, I overdid it this time. I overdid it. She knew that she was on the edge of doing too much, but that she definitely overdid it. She's acknowledging, Mino, that someone has a tattoo in her honor. I don't know if you know who that is, but that is an acknowledgement from her that she recognizes this tattoo.
Mino does.
Oh, very good. Thank you, Mino, for confirming that. So Mino has a tattoo. And she's being funny. She's like, yeah, now I can follow her ass around all the time. Which, again, says something about her personality. She also is acknowledging that she can hear you. So that tells me that you talk to her, and you don't have to talk out loud. You can talk in your head, and she absolutely hears you. Oh my gosh. What are we oh my goshing me now? Why can't you go live? Inquiry minds want to know. She is also, oh, you do every day. She is acknowledging that you must have like Sag rising or something in your chart. She's acknowledging that you're kind of messy, that you're always spilling things on your clothes and on your, on the counter. She was just acknowledging that. And she always laughs. Like, you are a little bit, she's saying clumsy. And so whenever spirits say things like that, they're not judging. It's just an acknowledgement that they are around you and they see what's going on. And recently, specifically, she showed me this memory of you are in the kitchen and you knock something over. I'm Leo and Virgo, but what do you have rising? What's your rising sign, Mino? She is showing me that you're knocking something over and it's kind of spreading across your counter and you're in a hurry because I hear you saying some like choice words and trying to clean this mess up before, and you're like really put out because, you know, you're in a hurry and you're leaving the house and you just made a mess. She's also acknowledging Taurus. You have Taurus rising. Oh my goodness.
Scary.
Oh, Baha, yes. Mino is saying that she must be talking about her. When I was talking, she spilled the drink on the counter. So whenever I was like, when you said Taurus rising, something went through my head, but I hadn't said it out loud. And your sister is like, yes, she is. What went through my head is when you said you had Taurus rising, I was like, Lord have mercy. That girl must be so hard-headed and stubborn. And your sister was like, I wasn't going to say that out loud, Mino, just so we're clear. And your sister was like, yes, she is. You have to tell her. So you must have had someone tell you that, or your sister must have told you that, because she is laughing her ass off over the fact that that was going through my head. Thank you, Miss Maddie, for letting me read your, Mino, for letting me read your sister. You did a really good job of confirming the information. Oh my goodness. She would tell you that all the time. Well, it's true, Mino. If you have Taurus rising, you are a little bit stubborn. I just have to tell you. But thank you for confirming that. She is saying that her sister would tell her that all the time. All right. Thank you, Miss Mina. We are going to do some psychic. So this is a time when someone asked me earlier, do I answer questions? This is a time I'm going to answer questions. While you're getting your questions in order, I want to remind everyone, please don't Venmo anyone any money. I will never ask you for money. So don't Venmo anyone money. You can only make an appointment with me on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium. Also, I have a class coming up. It is Intro to Psychic Mediumship. Yes, everyone can do it. I am not special. I've just practiced it a lot. All right. Let's see. Astral Princess, will I move east? I do feel you moving east. I was about to cough. Hold on. Okay. Cheyenne, will I be in a relationship anytime soon? Okay. I'm not feeling anytime soon. And I want to remind, this is going to be a little bit of a little spiel. So, but anyone looking for a relationship, please listen up. I get these questions a lot. And I wanted to equate how the universe reads your energy to how you read people's energy. So if you have someone who is saying one thing and doing something else, you're confused on what they really mean, right? Let's say you're dating someone and they're talking about, oh yes, I really love you, I cherish you, blah, blah, blah. But every time you turn around, they're, not answering your texts right away, or they're going out with friends. They're just not showing you that they care about you. So the energies don't match, right? You're confused. The universe reads energy the same way. If you want a person in your life, write down the qualities that you want from this person and don't settle for anything less. You are taking the energy and changing it. And if you are saying, okay, this is what I want in someone, let's say you want someone who's attentive, who, cherishes you, has integrity, that lives up to their word, but then you're staying in a relationship or you're dating someone who does not have those qualities. You're saying one thing, but your energy is showing something else. The universe will be confused and they will not send you exactly what you're looking for. Does that make sense? All right.
Should Rosie retire?
Rosie, should you retire? I'm hearing not just yet. I'm actually hearing 2 years. All right.
Will Paige stay healthy this year?
Okay, Paige, will you stay healthy this year? I'm hearing yes, but I also want people to understand how you word questions. This year is over with in a few months. So make sure when you're wording questions, you're thinking through like the parameters of it. Okay, Emma, will Mina, whatever, reach out this month? I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling positivity in that. Why did I?
Will Kelly get a job next month? By next month?
Will Kelly get a job by next month? I was hearing no. I'm so glad my moderator confused that. Because I was like, what? Next month? I do feel you getting one next month. I don't feel you getting one by next month.
Should Jessica close the business with her husband or keep going? Should
Jessica close the business with her husband? No, you should not close it. So then, yes, you should keep going. And you know what, Jessica? I'm actually feeling you taking a step back and re-looking at it. So something about the structure of the business needs to change.
Should I get my doctorate?
Kimberly, should she get her doctorate? Yes, I heard a big yes on that.
Will Marilyn's granddaughter have her baby by the end of this month?
Someone's asking if their granddaughter will have their baby by the end of this month. I'm not feeling that. I'm sorry. I'm feeling very soon into next month, though. So I'm hearing the 2nd, actually. I'm hearing October 2nd. So if I am spot on with that, Miss Marilyn, you need to message me. Like, send me a message on my Facebook, on my webpage, and let me know. Because I'm hearing October 2nd. So if I was accurate to the day, that's something I need to know.
Does Jaylene have a chance of having twins?
I do not feel you having twins. Jaylene?
Jaylene.
I do not feel you have. Oh, my goodness.
Marilyn said she will.
Okay, who?
Should Dominique move out of state?
Oh, Dominique. Should you move out of state? Yes, I am feeling you should move out of state. Okay, Carol wants to know, will her husband get his own job site? You know, I'm feeling he will, but I'm also feeling a ton of frustration before that happens. So it makes me wonder if he thinks he's going to get it at a certain time and he doesn't get it until the next time, because I'm feeling a lot of frustration before he actually gets his own job site.
Should Cheryl have a laparoscopy?
Yes, Cheryl, you should have laparoscopy. I'm very much feeling that.
Will my husband get a promotion? Heather.
Heather wants to know, is her husband going to get a promotion? Ooh, I'm feeling an extremely tiniest of yeses.
Do some work.
Yes, my moderator, do some work. Absolutely. So he cannot sit back on his laurels. He needs to chase it and push it. Robin wants to know, will I remain single the rest of my life? I'm hearing a huge no on that. You're not going to remain single the rest of your life. Jenna, will the connection with Logan turn into a relationship? I do feel it turning into a relationship. I do feel that.
Should Susan's daughter sign the music contract?
Ooh, Susan, should your daughter sign the music contract? I'm feeling yes. That's exciting. That is very exciting. Kelly wants to know, will her Social Security disability be approved? You know, I'm hearing no. You're going to have to change the energy on that by, I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Social Security disability. What I'm seeing is a stack of papers and then one sitting out of it. So it's like something is missing. More documentation, more time. Mostly about the documentation. So I'm sure they'll come back and tell you something else you need to do. I feel it will eventually happen, but not in the time frame you want it to. Jessica Danielle wants to know, since I have health issues, will I have more kids? I do feel you having more kids. Okay. Somebody wants to know, oh, I just lost it. I didn't see who it was, but they wanted to know if they were going to find a prosperous job close to where they live by the end of the year. You know, I'm feeling you are, but I'm feeling it's going to be right up to the end of the year before you find that job. Do not give up. Keep pushing, because I do see it happening. All right. Let's go back to some mediumship. All right, so remember, no Venmo, no Venmo, no Venmo. Do not send anyone any money. You can only book with me on my website, Christy Godwin Psychic Medium. You know, because you get an instant acknowledgement that you have registered. You get an instant, I just popped up, someone commented on one of my, I have to go see what they commented on, that they said bull taco on one of my, I can't imagine that I posted any bull. You got to love people who are walking in fear. So also I'm offering a class. It starts October 17th. The classes are recorded. So if you miss one, they are recorded, and then you can watch it later if you miss it, because, you know, it's like 5 weeks classes. You think you can, sometimes you know ahead of time you're going to be missing them, sometimes you don't. So just so you know, that's being on my website under events. We're going to do...
My turn.
Oh, it's my moderator's turn, apparently.
Emily. Granny Gloria.
Okay, Miss Emily. Is Emily still in the house? We're looking for her. I'm going to start reading her Granny Gloria. Okay, so Emily for her grandmother Gloria. We'll describe the person. You just confirm or deny if it's your person. The first thing I hear as this grandmother is stepping up is music, and it feels like gospel music. This lady actually played, I don't know if it was a piano or an organ, but she played in church. Even towards the end of her life, when she was homebound, she is showing me that she watched church on TV. Very faithful lady. She is also showing me, I haven't heard this term in a long time, but she's showing me she was cooking something, and I asked her what she was cooking, and I very much heard a hamburger steak. All right. Someone said that they didn't think Emily was here. So we'll just see who we're going to open this up to Spirit Led. So we have a grandmother energy here. But I'm hearing an M name around her. Like Mary, Margaret, something like that. She is showing me that she loved gospel music, and she, I just said Mary or Margaret, something like that. And that she played, I can't tell if it's a piano or an organ, but she played in church. When she was homebound, she is showing me, when she couldn't get around anymore, she is showing me that she even watched the preaching on TV. And she's showing me that it looks like, I don't know, she's calling it a hamburger steak, but it has a lot of gravy on it. Like whatever this piece of meat is, it has a lot of gravy on it. And she has mashed potatoes and green peas. She's showing me that that's one of her favorite meals. And she always had, not when she was younger, but as she got older, she had a blanket over her legs all the time. Block the Empress. All right.
For some reason, it's different tonight.
Here, you want me to block them?
No, I don't.
Okay, so there's a scammer on here saying message them. Do not message anyone. Don't do it. They're just scammers. They're not legit. Do not message them. Don't message anyone like that. Yes, it fits. We have Yaya. Ooh, I love that Yaya. All right. Yaya, is this your grandmother? So this lady, Yaya, had a great love for music. Whenever a spirit has a great love for something, it's your mom, Mary. Okay, Mary. Oh, I did say Mary earlier, didn't I? I said I had an M name like Mary or Margaret. Very good. So she hit all the buttons. Whenever a spirit has a great love for something, which your mom had a great love for music, that's how they're going to contact you. So just know that whenever she's showing me my Alexa, but whatever you play music on around you. She's also talking about, to start owning your gifts. Like this is not something your mom, yes. Thank you, y'all, for confirming that. This is not something your mom ever would have thought about whenever she was alive. And she's talking about the doctrine in which, the Bible is. But she is talking very much about, please start embracing your intuitive ability. You are very claircognizant, your mom is saying. Claircognizant is clear knowing. Clear knowing is when spirit uses your crown chakra and drops information in, and you just know something and you don't know why. It's one of the hardest clairs to kind of trust and work, because you're like, yeah, I know this, but I don't know why. If you see something, you're like, oh yeah, I'm seeing this, or I'm hearing this. Claircognizance is a little bit different. But your mom is saying, please start owning it. Also, she is showing me that there is someone in your life currently who is gaslighting you some. Gaslighting is when you think someone is doing something and you're asking them about it, and they're like, no, I'm not doing that. And they're actually lying to you, but they're making you feel crazy because you are, you just know that they're doing it. You're claircognizant. Of course you know they're doing it, but they are making you feel crazy. And it's an acknowledgement for your mom that whoever is doing that to you is just gaslighting you. You are correct. Yeah, that makes sense. Very good. Thank you for confirming that. She is on top of the music. What is she showing me? Your house has been making noise. She's specifically showing me, or I'm hearing a door creak. So if you have a door in your house that squeaks, that you feel like, I hear you excusing it, like the wind caught it or the cat hit it or something like that, but you heard this door squeak and there was no one else that was pushing it, just know your mom is confirming that that was her. Right. Thank you, Yaya, for letting me read your mom. She did an excellent job of confirming who she was. Even right down to her name, she did an excellent job. All right, I want to thank everyone for...
When do you anticipate opening more appointments? Or how far are you booking out right now? Or...
Okay, so someone must be asking about my appointment situation.
And the only answer I had was, you're kind of unavailable for a large portion of October.
No, October is just booked.
And then the other portion, you're not available.
Yeah, we're going to be in Italy for a little while.
And then you've got another trip.
So the days I had open, I will be opening up some more days in November. I did open up some days because I was supposed to be taking a big, huge trip, and now I'm not doing that. I did open some days in November. I will be opening more days. I've opened up as many days in October as I possibly can. Now, the only thing I will tell you is that when you go to my website, there is an icon that says last minute appointments. When I can, I open up those to say, last minute appointments. The 2 that I had for this week have already passed. When I get back from Italy, I will try to open up some more. And then I will be opening up more days in November. I'm not quite sure when that's going to happen. Yeah, subscribe to my newsletter. Yes, and it will let you know. Just not sure when I'm going to be able to do that, because I did open up the November days that I knew I could open. There's a couple of them.
You announce on TikTok all the time.
Yes, I announce on TikTok all the time also. When I've opened more days, or there's last minute appointments, or subscribe to my newsletter. Whenever you subscribe to my newsletter, you also go on my actual email list, and I will put out things on my email list also outside of my newsletter. I do also have that class coming up starting October 17th. So please register for that if you're interested in pursuing your gifts. And yes, everyone has the ability to read. I am nothing special. I've just practiced it a lot. All right. Thank y'all. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I probably will be live again this weekend at some point, but I have a lot of weekends, a lot of functions going on, so I'm not quite sure when that's going to be. But keep an eye out. I will announce it. Y'all have a great weekend. Mwah.